you all ready for an afternoon with the bats? Look, I've got my bat flying. I thought I'd bring some sunshine into your life this afternoon. So I have my sunshine spectacles on, although I will have to take them off in a moment because I can't see a thing. Let me just stop this. I've got my laptop playing as well so that I can actually read your comments. Yes, so how the devil are you? This is representative of the weather at the moment at Cleveland's, because one minute we've got bright sunshine and the next we've got dark clouds. Oh dear, I don't know. You can see that a week's absence has not made me any more sensible than the last time that you saw me. But frankly, when I'm sensible, sent for the van and cart me off. So I've got Jane's bat flying. It's swooping at a natty angle, if you can see. So it's a bit delicately balanced. So I need to be careful with it this afternoon, because if I give it a wallop, I'll end up breaking the string. That's better. I can see what we're doing now. Right, so you've obviously missed me because we're 40 sat waiting when we came on air. So did you miss me? What did you do with your Tuesday afternoon last week? What did you do? Did you sit there like that, twiddling your thumbs and saying, what do we do now? She's not here. She's not here. So I've had a busy week. I've got a pile of stuff here to share with you. I'll start by saying apologies if I forget anything that I'm supposed to tell anybody or anything that I'm supposed to say, but I have done my best. We've got a packed agenda for today. I've got a list a mile long of things to tell you and things to share. Oh, Fleetwood's Jay from Fleetwood's watching while he recovers from major surgery last week at the Vig. Well, I hope you get well soon, Jay. We shall expect you to make a full rip-roaring recovery as fast as we possibly can do. So, right, let's start at the beginning, shall we? It's a very good place to start, as Julie Andrews said. Yes, I thought Mary Poppins first off, and then I realised that it's Do-Re-Mi, and it started at the beginning. Right, so here we are, gathered here today, and if you've just arrived on a parallel universe, obviously the 74 people that are with us at the moment know exactly what. They know exactly what bats is, and they know exactly what to expect. But if you just happen to have come to this on a parallel universe on replay and wondered what on earth you'd landed at, oh, actually that's better. I can see now. If I put them over the top of my glasses, that's it. I can see. I've just not got to wobble, because as you can see, they're just sort of balanced on the edge of my nose. So we are Visit FYLDE Coast, and normally, under normal circumstances, the rest of the week we do normal things and we publish normal videos about the FYLDE Coast, about Blackpool and Cleveland's and Lytham and St Anne's and all that kind of thing. I have to take them because they're sliding off my nose and they're going to fall off. And Brew at 2 is our Tuesday afternoon. Little bit of silliness between friends. And would you believe, people, it's less than a year since we started doing this. It feels like we've been doing this every week forever. I have a note when it's our birthday, so we will celebrate in true bat style. I've not decided how yet, but we'll do something funny, I'm sure we will. So if you want to be a bat, the bat is very significant, because Brew at 2 spells bat. So if you want to be a bat, you need to get your own bat mug, your own Brew at 2 mug. And I'm being very careful with this because it is actually full of tea, as you will discover as I drink it during the programme. And when you've got your bat cup, you'll go on the bat map. And we've got some more bats to share with you today, because some more people have been buying the cups, so we'll come on to that in a minute. And you can also support us with super chats and super stickers on YouTube. Or if that's not your kind of thing, you can buy us a coffee. There's a link to that in the description underneath. Because we're a poor little hard done by orphan of the storm, and we've got to earn our money wherever we can earn it. Did you like that violin too? So I think actually we will start with the bat map. I'm referring to my notes. We'll welcome the new bats because people, we have new bats to welcome to the battery, which has been a little bit of an amusing incident for me because I've had to carefully look. Hi Helen. I've had to carefully look up where these people live because my knowledge of geography extends to Fleetwood and St Anne's, and that's about it. So we've got Stephen Gately from Abingdon in Oxfordshire. Stephen, you are down here, I believe. Yes. So I've put you a new pin in down here on the map. Right, are you ready? So we've got Stephen here. This is where I try not to stab myself, this. I've had a little bit of a rearrange as well. So all you lovely bats that have already bought your cups, I've straightened all the things out so that we can see where we all are properly. So Stephen is in Oxfordshire. I'm going to just adjust it down there. You see, let's just adjust Stephen in Oxfordshire down there a second. We've got Joanne in Fleetwood. I know where Fleetwood is, Joanne, so I managed to find you without any trouble at all. And I'm going to pin these on while I can actually see what I'm doing. And we've got Sarah in Haverfordwest. Now Haverfordwest provided me with a little bit of a conundrum because I've got no idea where Haverfordwest is. In fact, I'm going to really show myself up now. I thought Haverfordwest was somewhere up in the Lake District. I told you that my geography's appalling. So Sarah's in Haverfordwest and Sarah's got a new pin. And I think I've put it in the right place because if I'm not wrong, Sarah, it's in Wales. It's nowhere near the Lake District. So that's you. We are spreading. The bats are spreading all over the country. So we'll stick you on there, Sarah. In fact, Sarah's got one of the new sparkly pins, look, from Poundland. Yes. There's no expense spared for this production, I can tell you. So there you go. We've got some new... Oh, hold on. I bent the pin. I bent the pin in half. But you're all three of you from this week on the map. There you go. So that's our properly backed map, that. So, moving on from that, it's a pleasure to welcome you all to our nutty and very, very weird family. I have another sound effect if you're ready. It's a big pleasure. It is indeed, is it not?
Yeah, baby.
Yes, baby. This one does all kinds of different noises, so we'll have to keep finding opportunities to say yes during the afternoon because that's all it says, yes. Small things. So, anyway, what have I been doing during my holiday? Well, I've had a cracking holiday. I've defrosted the freezer. I've given the bathroom a good clean. I've had a mega tidy up in here. I've been chucking stuff in the bin. I've been throwing things away. I've not chucked T-Boy and training out. But I've had a right good tidy up, and I've had the shot blaster out to get rid of all the dust in all the corners. So it's been lovely. All joking apart, yes, we have actually had a really nice week off. So on Tuesday morning we did Care for Cleveley's, and we're out in the town centre doing our volunteering thing. And much to our chagrin, we've had some more plants pulled up in Cleveley's town centre. So T-Boy in training has appointed himself as our resident, what would you call it? Resident reporter of crime. So he's going to keep a crime log, and he's going to report everything and log everything as it happens. So yesterday, when we were out with our friends again, he was christened Inspector Clueless. Which is a little bit cruel. He's not entirely clueless, he's just on days of the week that end in Y. Anyway, if you're wondering where T-Boy in training is, he's down the garden at the moment, because he's done some, as you can see, it's a little bit grey and inclement looking around here. And he's done some concreting, he's done some crazy paving, apt, at the bottom of our garden. So he's just putting the stuff back that was on the lawn, because he doesn't want his grass to die. And we've got a lot of rain forecast and bad weather, so I'm sure he'll be back in due course, although he might be keeping out of the way of the fly swatter. He might be keeping out of the way of the swatting, but you can run, but you can't hide. You can't hide. So that was Tuesday last week. And then yesterday we went out beach cleaning. Well, you've never seen weather like it. Yesterday morning, it was blowing a gale. According to my diary, yesterday was the 16th of August. Well, you'd have thought it was the 16th of December. It was so cold. So we were talking about all the buckets and spades and things that we pick up in Cleveland's. Well, that, I'm sure you'll recognise, is one of those things off a net bag. You shove the bag through the hole and then catch it on the things. So that is one of many of them that we picked up, and my lovely friend Dorothy picked this up. She did tell me some story which I promptly forgot, about it not being it's a crab shell, and apparently this is not a native British crab. I'm sure she said it had come from New Zealand. Peter, you might be able to identify that, because you're in New Zealand, aren't you? If I've got the right country and you're not actually in the Lake District. So that's what we were doing yesterday, and we had a squadron of people come with us from AO.com, the people who sell appliances online. Didn't bring us a microwave, a kettle or a dishwasher, which we were a little bit disappointed about. So that was yesterday. So then we all trundled off to the venue, to our local, and had our lunch and made a din and measured one another. How odd can that be? My friend Keith is convinced that I'm at least a foot taller than he is, and we just happened to have a tape measure with us. So we set to measuring everybody, and the looks we were getting in the venue, honestly, you couldn't have made it up. So that's our kind of wacky world. That's what we've been up to this week. But you'll be pleased to know that while I've been off, oh yes, oh yes, we've had plenty of offers of finance for our lovely little enterprise. I've had an email from Tommy Abels, and he is a senior financial strategist. He's got a client who's got an interest in investing in our country in a joint venture stroke partnership. He has funds available for investment. Please contact me if you are interested. Yes. Then I had another one. Are you ready for this one? This is even better. This is cracking, this one. We are interested. This has come from Thomas Vath. We are interested in your products. Did you get that, Derek?
Yes.
Did you get that, T-Boy?
Yes.
If your company can handle a bulk supply of your products to Cameroon, please contact us. Please forward a copy of your reply to, and I'll not even try and repeat that because it just didn't make sense. Regards, HRM Barmy. Barmy? Is that supposed to say? Yeah. So I think we'll definitely be doing that, won't we, T-Boy?
Give me a Y, give me an E, give me an
Yes! This could get really giddy, couldn't it, after a little while? And then I got another one, and this is the icing on the cake. This is a right win for this. And this has come from D. Parsons. I'm earnestly writing this email to you, seeking for your urgent assistance in this humanitarian project to be established in your country. And it's for the mutual benefit of orphans and the less privileged. I'm going to have to find a tissue. It's making me sad. And she's a dying widow. And her husband's made a substantial deposit with the bank, and she's going to entrust $12.5 million in an account in my guardianship. Oh, but it's only for the orphans. And if the fund remains unclaimed and she passes away, the gluttonous bank executives will place the fund as an unclaimed fund and share it among themselves for their selfish and worthless ventures. Right, anyway, if you get any emails like that, the contact details to send texts and emails to are in the thing underneath. There's the ActionFraud number for the police, because obviously they're scams. Yes, tears for souvenirs. Tears for souvenirs. It gives you a good laugh though. It brightens up a dull day, doesn't it? So I think at that point we'll do a little bit of show and tell. What do you think, people? Shall we do some show and tell? Yes! Apparently it's got 10 different voices, so we could be here a while. So I think I showed you part 1 of this when T-Boy was painting it. And I think, if I remember rightly, I showed it to you like that and said, I bet you can't guess what it's going to be. Well, now you can see what it's going to be, because it's going to be a Christmas card. And it comes like that with 2 lovely little houses on the front, and it opens up like that. So this is our proof. And these are the insides of the rooms on the back. So that's our proof. So we're just getting organised to get lots and lots of them made. And this is V2, which will also be on our website in due course. And this is beach huts at Christmas. What about that? I bet you could really enjoy a beach hut at Christmas. You can see what's stashed underneath the hut. And then you can see what's inside the beach huts on the back. So there you go, you see. And I'd just like to add that the robin
was my idea.
The robin on this card that's carrying the greeting was my idea. Yes. Yes. Anyway, moving on from that, we rather liked the beach huts, and we were going to actually use the beach huts as a picture. So one thing led to another, and himself has drawn some new beach huts, which I thought was quite nice, because we do have one beach hut painting on our Seaside Emporium website. But I thought that was quite nice actually. I could fancy one of those myself. And you can see it's a genuine, real picture, because it's got all these scribbles in the corner. So he's a clever lad, he's our T-Boy, aren't you? Pass it to you.
I found it in the rubbish.
I'll come on to that in a minute, because I do believe that I might have got toilets on the agenda a little bit further down. Brenda will be laughing. Brenda's seen this. Yes, we had a good giggle at that one day. Because if you remember, we had not yet, Eric. Hold your horses. We're just giving you a sneak preview, because obviously you're our friends. So if you didn't see this last time, yes, we're back to the toilets, and there's a punchline to that. So, right, where are we up to now? Right, the railings in Cleveland's. The railings in Cleveland's town centre. The plastic ones that are currently at the side of the clock roundabout are still sat there, and it's all gone deathly quiet. It's not a word being said. It's all gone very, very quiet. So obviously it's silly season, you know, everybody's on holiday and doing different things. So the battle's not over, it's far from over, but we've got another little bit of ammunition from our poet laureate, well, one of our poet laureates, from John, because John often comes down to the seafront and has a trundle along the beautiful promenade and has a look, and as he observed, he said, we often pass the plastic railings on our journey and feel that they look an eyesore every time we pass them, and that they're a letdown, basically. So he's done a follow-up, he's done a part 2 to the plastic railings. Are you ready? What's that?
Sorry.
Oh, I wondered what that were. At first I thought it was the doorbell, it's T-Boy scanning his picture.
I'm working.
I thought we'd got a little alien coming down to join us. Right, are you ready? Are you sitting comfortably? Drum roll for John's poem. It's titled That Plastic Railing, Part 2. We might have been mistaken, only we thought you planned a meet to sort the plastic railings out and give us back our street. It's looking so unsightly and looking dangerous too. A railing tied with cable ties, we're afraid it just won't do. We think we've all been patient as the weeks have just rolled on, expecting to see new railings and the plastic ones long gone. So please do you think you can view them and get the new ones erected, as it's not only that it's looking a mess, it's looking somewhat dejected. We can't understand why it's taking so long for a couple of metres of railing, when really it should be all looking new in a fix that should be plain sailing.
Brilliant.
That's my best sucking a lemon face.
Brilliant.
So I'm going to put that on our Care for Cleveland's Facebook group, John, and we'll see if we can manage to tag Lancashire County Council in it. I'll not tell him that you've written it. A trundle, June? You don't know what a trundle is? A trundle is what's a trundle?
Well, it's normally you trundle off, you kind of move.
Yeah, in our parlance, a trundle is kind of a portal. It's out of that.
When you move.
Yeah, when you move something, when
Trundle
you're sort of trundling off, walk, I suppose. It's out of that great Yorkshire phrase book of words that mean absolutely nothing whatsoever. So that's John's poem. I think that's a corker. That. Right, toilets. We're back onto toilets. So Lorna had left a comment last week. Yes, the bimble, Eric. And Lorna says she was watching on Catch Up and she absolutely loved the toilet humour. The little lavvy is just the kind of thing that a friend would buy, as after all, and I like this, Laura, I like this. Little things please little minds, as bigger fools look on. Very true. Now, anybody that missed this one last time, are you ready? This is the toilet with a very bad back flush problem. Are you ready? Because when people have been to this toilet, it would seem that the... Hold on, let's see. It would seem that there's a problem with the drains and the plumbing and it's all coming out the back end. And when you let go, are you ready? Oh. Now then, punchline. Are you ready? This is funny, this. It's not really, but it's funny. For many years, my darling partner in crime, T-Boy, and I did work for NHS trusts and PCTs and various different things. And we did everything, did we not, T-Boy? We did. Job after job after job. And one of the jobs that we did, and this is a very useful piece of information that we kept, because it was there's no date on it, but it's a long time ago.
I think it was about 2008.
No, I think it was before that.
Oh.
It's a Bristol stool chart, and this is what they use in hospital to determine where you fall on the chart when they're assessing everything. When they've got you in, and there's even instructions on the back. Oh, Rush, you just caught it in time. There's even instructions on the back for how to take the samples. And are you ready? When you've got your samples, there you go, you can flush them down the loo. That's really minging that, isn't it? You can't call it anything. Oh, else did you get that glug then? So yes, it goes from type 1 to type 7. So there you go. We've lived, Oz, we've lived. Right, cleaning the show up. After all, remember, it's a family show, as my mother said. Oh, that's nearly cold. Right, toilets from Lorna. Right, next we're off to India. We're off to India because the other day, I'm just smiling at Eric. The other day, somebody had put a comment on Fleetwood. It is pool, Joe. Did you not get that? It's the pool chart to determine what you. Because when you're in hospital, you see, they measure how much fluid you drink, and then they assess what comes out the other end. I'm a bit worried that quite a few of you are on number 8 and it only goes down to number 7. Small things please small minds, while greater fools look on. I'm going to remember that one. Speaking of which, here comes the fool. Let's give him a chance to get into the room. 3 pints of Sam Smith's and you're on type 10, according to Kevin from Barnsley.
What's that?
We're just doing the Bristol stool chart, Kevin. You missed it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and this
I score on each one.
There's 7 on the chart. Yes, I think it goes from rabbits to cowpat. Yeah. What was I saying then? Yes.
I don't know, but I've been playing I Spy in the garden.
Have you?
And I spy with my little eye something beginning with rivet.
Have you seen a froggy woggy? How big? A little teeny weeny one? Oh, I'm gonna be a mommy.
Thought you might like that.
Oh, that is so exciting. That is.
And I picked it up.
Oh, I hope you were careful with it.
No, it's dead.
My tadpoles are frogging. Yes, they are. They're turning into froggy woggies. And that's probably because I've been abusing them, and the ones that are still in the pond have reported me to the Royal Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Frogs. Because in discussion with some of our beachy people, it turned out that everybody else's tadpoles had tadpoled off and gone weeks ago, and mine are still wobbling around like tadpoles. So I've been feeding them fish food. I've been grinding it up between 2 saucers and then sprinkling little bits in the pond. So it's obviously done the trick. But I've seen one little tiny one. It must have been about that big. So that's made my day, that. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Somebody had put a comment on our Lord Street video that they worked on merchant ships and did their training at Fleetwood, And I know people go all over the world from Fleetwood Nautical College. So I asked this young gentleman where he lived now. And apparently he did his Officer of the Watch, Chief Mates and Masters at Nautical College. And now he lives in Goa in India and works on board worldwide on trading merchant ships, which I thought were quite interesting. We are a truly international community. So there you go. Just caught my eye in that one. Speaking of small worlds, you've probably heard me mention on videos a guy called Colin that does a channel called Seaside. You probably watch Colin, to be fair. If you like what I do, you probably watch Colin. So we've got this really weird do thing going on, me and Colin, where we just keep literally bumping into one another. So you've got the whole of Blackpool to go at, and you'll bet your bottom dollar that at some point during the course of the morning we're walking in opposite directions down the same street. It's really weird. It's really spooky. Anyway, Jane Kelt had been paying really proper attention to all this. And Jane had put a comment on one of our videos, and she'd been to see Tony at the Bread Basket. And the Bread Basket used to be in Abingdon Street Market in Blackpool, and he's gone literally straight across Abingdon Street on a corner. So I'd given him a shout out and popped in the other day when I'd done a video in Blackpool. So she stood telling Tony this tale about how she watches us on Facebook when Tony mentioned Colin is a regular customer, and then Colin appeared on the scene, and then Jane had mentioned to Tony that I bump into Colin. Did you follow that? Did you? Anyway, small world. So Jane watches us, watches Colin, watches Bread Basket. Yeah, anyway, you get the gist. So what about that then? Small world. So apparently Tony from the Bread Basket had also given Jane a mug. A Bread Basket mug made especially, a souvenir, that's the word I'm looking for, made especially for his shop, and she sent me a picture of it, and very nice it is too. Isn't that nice? So that's a small world, you see. They always say in Fleetwood, if you kick one person, everybody limps. It's a bit like that around here. It's nice. It's nice to know people and know what's going off and feel like you're part of something, rather than just kind of like trundling, I'm trundling again, through life and not having a clue what's going on around you. So there you go. Right, on that note, we need to do a shout out for Josh's nana. Now, Josh didn't tell me what his nana's called, but hi to Josh's nana. So I've not forgotten that. And then we get on to coffee with Jane and Chrissy. Bye, T-boy.
No, I'm not going.
You're not going.
Just get them out.
Would you like to say hello on your way back?
I will.
You're just getting them out. We've had a tidy up. We've put the stuff we use.
Hello, everybody. This is me mounted.
We've put the stuff that we use in the cupboard that we can get in, and the stuff that we don't use in the cupboard that we can't get in, which is, you know, quite obvious really, isn't it? But it's taken us a while.
Took 5 years.
It's taken 5 years to make it out. Yes, the video. So last week, my darling mother and I went to Sainsbury's. So while we were in Sainsbury's, we were gasping for a drink, and I wanted to sit down. She was already sat down. She was in a wheelchair. So I went to the cafe. Didn't have the microphone, didn't have the tripod, so we kind of winged it and did the best that we could. Well, the comments, honestly, I'd got tears running down my face when I read them. I just thought they were so funny. The comments were as funny as the video. So can I just finish my tea because it's nearly cold? I'll drink as fast as I can. Glug. So I think Gren was first off. And Gren said, "Good morning, ladies. Can I just say, you're very funny, Jane, but your lovely mama is hilarious." She says it all with a look. It's that mother thing. I mean, we've all had a mother, and you all know that that look means, stop it, or you're dead. And Gren's going to Blackpool from this Thursday. And he always goes to Sainsbury's Cafe because it's near where he stops on a B&B in Bank Street. It was the Sainsbury's, I called it the big Sainsbury's, but it was the one next to the North Railway Station. Very good view over there. If you're into catenary and electric railways, it's a very good view over there. Irene says that she loves the relationship between us and the banter, and Chrissy is so funny. We watched it back, and I must say we did titter.
Hello. I've just seen your email and I thought I'd give you a ring.
Des,
Have you not got a record of your hex values?
Des has said that I ought to take my mum for a glass of wine, which would be just beyond hilarious because she'd pass out. And Mark Dodsworth, our comedy fan Mark Dodsworth, says that we reminded him of Macbeth when we both leaned over the chocolate cauldron. Sorry, T-Boy in training's put me off my stride. Because, would you believe, he's just picked the phone up and rung somebody. Can't get the staff, can we? Can't get the staff. I hope that's not going to be a long telephone call, T-Boy.
Ian, don't send him an email, I'll ring you back.
Not from here. Honestly.
In a bit.
Right, come on. Let's be having you. Had you forgotten what we were doing? Had you completely switched me off? Hey?
In my defence, I had to stop someone doing something very
You
quickly.
should have got your mobile phone and gone away. Oh, men. Honestly.
Would you like me to not get my mobile phone and just go away?
Did you see my face then? That look that we were talking about that your mother does when she goes, I did that, didn't I? Unbelievable. I don't know. You see now what I've got to put up with on a daily basis. Don't ring anybody else.
Oh, Mum, I'm being bullied. Can you come and get me?
Don't ring anybody else while we're doing this. Man, honestly. So, anyway, David H has been having a busy week as well because he is now an admin on a Facebook group called Simply Blackpool. So, you might like to join that one. I must admit it had not come across my radar at that one, David, but I've joined and I will be. Poor Kevin, David. What about poor me? I'm sat here doing a live stream broadcast and he picks phone up and says, can I just say something about your hex values? What are hex values?
David, send me a friend request on Facebook.
Oh, man. So that was sorry David H, that right broke into the flow of what we were saying, didn't it? David H is admin on a new Facebook group. Well, it's not a new Facebook group, it's new to me, called Simply Blackpool. So if you would like to join that, you'll be very welcome to do it. So David H has been very busy because is also as well starting a new radio program on the same day that the illuminations are switched on, and it's called 1BR. I'm sure that stands for something, as does BATS, but we'll have to leave David to tell us what that is. And he's going to send us the link and the instructions for how to watch and listen. Well, you don't watch radio, do you know? You don't watch radio. It's going to send us the instructions for how to listen to this new radio station. So I will keep you posted. We've got a couple of weeks. We've got another 2 weeks to go before the switch on, which is on the 3rd of September. So I will make sure that I furnish you with those details if you want to watch. Listen, David, I think your other admin Anne is perhaps going to just say, really? If she's watching this, she'll be thinking that I won't lock it up. Never mind promoting your radio station. I don't know. Right, anyway, that brings us on to birthdays. Now we've got a bumper crop of birthdays for today. I've got a right list full. So if you want, the only way to get on the Bat Map is to buy a mug. If you want to get on the Bat birthday book, you have to do absolutely nothing other than tell me when. But you've been watching this for 40 minutes, so you now know that I am as scatty as the bat that's hung up at the back of me. You must, if you want your birthday shouting out, you must email me. Don't just put a random comment somewhere on YouTube or you've got no chance. Email me, jane@therabbitpatch.co.uk, if you actually want me to remember. Right, so from the top, we've got quite a few, so there's going to be a lot of clapping to do here, folks. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. We've got Vivian Haggett, whose birthday is on the 9th of August. Now, that might be a repeat for Vivian because it's on my book, and obviously we missed last week, so I didn't know whether Vivian sent me that the week before or the week that I've been off. Right, next up is Nicola Boswell. Happy birthday, Nicola. And Nicola Boswell is Vivian's daughter, and this is where it gets even more confusing because it's not the same Vivian that I've just mentioned, it's another Vivian. It's another Vivian whose birthday is on the 21st. Happy birthday, Vivian. And Vivian Boswell is Nicola Boswell's mum. I think we've got that right so far. Right, back to the 11th of August, which we're still in last week. I've been in the wrong week for a long time. Robert, you get your Brew at 2 mug online. The link to buy one is in the description underneath. And next up is Barbara Bradley. And it's Barbara's birthday on the 11th of August, which is the one that's still last week. And then we've got another one from yesterday, which is Marie Lawton. Happy birthday, Marie. Right, we've done Vivian, and then we've got Fiona Bennett Smith. It's a bumper week this week, and it's Fiona's birthday on the 23rd of August. And then last but not least is Ian. But your birthday is next Tuesday, Ian, so will you be with us for bats? Do you want your shout out now, or do you want to? Get typing, and we'll see what the result is. We'll see whether you want to mention. I think you've had a mention actually, haven't you? Do you want a round of applause today? So that's birthdays, and then another one that I saw somewhere along the line of all the comments that you leave, all the lovely comments. People who wonder whether the glass is half empty or half full are missing the point. The glass is refillable. Profound. That was very profound for Brew at 2, wasn't it? And now, in fact, I tell you what, we'll give Ian a crafty round of applause for next Tuesday. And then we'll do you again next Tuesday, Ian, just in case you might, you know, waft off somewhere for a cheeky cream bun or something like that. We'll do you next week, just in case you miss us. And I've got a message as well from Senga, because it's Senga's birthday. Senga? Just a minute, just bear with me a second. She'd emailed me this morning to say that it's a birthday on Friday. Why have I not got you in my book, Senga? You must have not told me. And she really wanted to do bats today, but she's gone out for a bite to eat with a friend. And she's going to really miss watching it, but she's going to watch it on replay. So happy birthday, Senga. And if that's Friday, that must be the 20th of August. So I will pop you in the book, and then we don't forget. But you definitely weren't in the book. You definitely weren't in the book. Right. Oh. Right, Nicola Boswell, daughter of Vivian, but not the other Vivian, is 21. She's 21 on the 10th of August. It's a shame we weren't on air last week, isn't it? Oh, what a shame. We'll give you another round of applause, Nicola. Can you remember being 21? Can you remember being 21? Can you remember that far back?
Yes.
Oh. And we've done Barbara, haven't we? Yeah, we've got Barbara. Yeah, super duper. Right, moving on to the thing that you all like most. Yes.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, 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 yes. We had a friend who always used to go, yes, 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 yes. Didn't we, Brenda? We did, we did. A much missed friend. So, we're on to... No, Kevin's not doing zombie bombs today. We're on to the sour-o-meter. These, Jane Kelt, I think Jane might be either here or travelling today. Oh, Ian's going to be in Scotland. Well, if you're watching, Ian, you can still have another shout out next week. But you've had double bubble, so you can't say that you want a refund, can you? Jane Kelt sent me these because she's cruel. And I think so far they have got to be the worst thing I have ever eaten. And then we've got my version on toxic waste and T-Boy and Training's version on toxic waste. I think is fibbing. Anyway, today we've got brain blasters.
Shouldn't affect me.
Shouldn't affect him. To put on the on the sour-o-meter. Now, if I remember rightly, do you know it's a fortnight since I tried that? I can't actually remember exactly what they tasted like. If I remember rightly, they were very sour on the outside, but once you got into them, they weren't bad. So I'm going to put them there, sort of here-ish. They weren't too bad. Pin that one on there. Right. And now, oh, they're all starting to get sugary, these, look. Oh, going all sticky. It's a good job I'm not taking them out of the bag again. I am not. So now, what we're going to do, we're going to do Jane's brain burners. So Jane sent these as well. She's got this streak of devilment, I reckon, our Jane. And every so often she sends me this little jiffy bag that's got things in that she's found on her travels. So as you can see, my nose is running before I even start. As you can see, it hasn't been opened. So we'll see if we can... Hold on. I want to spear myself. It's got one of them little plastic taggy rippy things. We'll see if we can get into it first of all. That's first question on your agenda. Now these are flaming hot candy, so they're obviously chilly. I can't say I'm looking forward to this at all. what's in the ingredients. Is there any warnings on it? It says it's number 5 on the burn scale. Right, are we ready? Let's have the lid off then. Got to get it in first. I gotta get top off. That's a good start, isn't it? Oh dear me. The things I volunteer for. Right, are you ready? Let's cut the top off carefully so that we can stick it on the map. Oh, it's making me wince already. Little white ones, these. Little white ones. I've got an empty cup. I'm alright for spitting it out if I need to. Are you ready? I shut my eyes. I'm not. Oh, God! And everything above there up. Oh. It's chilly. Oh, they're hot. They're really hot.
That's very good.
Oh, I don't like them. They're not as bad as these disgusting things by a long way. These. Oh, it's that coated. I'll cheat and wash it down. I'll be out Zantac this afternoon. I've got a full medicine chest in my drawer here. Look, I've got my antacid tablets ready. Oh, then I don't like them at all. Does anybody want the rest of the packet of brain blasters? Ooh. I don't like them. I'm not. Oh, yuck. Yuck. Oh. Well, don't send me any Satan's toes because I'm not doing Satan's toes, Martin. It's made me go a lot. Let's have a fun with my ice water. Oh. It's not bad actually when you get underneath that. The sweet itself tastes reasonably reasonable. Not impressed. Does anybody want it? It's not even red. Ugh. Yuck. Get rid of that. Ugh. Nasty. What does it taste like? It's got a slightly fruity flavour. It says fruit flavoured on the ingredients, but all you can taste is heat. It's not nice, that at all. I mean, some of them you can kind of laugh and suffer, but I didn't like that. No. No. We don't like that one. Ugh. But it made for a good assortment of faces. Anyway, moving on. I'll have another slip. Moving on. I had another thought. Oh, everybody says. I had another thought about something else that could be quite amusing. Does anybody like, not necessarily the current one that's on now, but does anybody like watching Points of View? Because I used to like watching that. I used to listen to what people thought about television programmes, and I used to think, don't agree. Don't agree. And it's like when you watch television programs and you think, they are useless. They are the worst actor I've ever seen. And why have they just said that? And why are they doing that? So I think we could do our own little points of view on Brew at 2. So I invite you, when you're watching the telly, to send me an email, or you could send a text. But you need to email me, really. Send me an email.
Sorry.
I'm going to sack him. Send me an email when you're watching something and you think, that's funny, that's rubbish, that's this, that's that, that's the other. And we'll read them out on Brew at 2 and we'll see what we think. Mine will be very limited. It will be limited. It don't need to be television necessarily. It could be, you know, TV or something you've watched on iPlayer or Netflix or whatever. Gogglebox. Yes, exactly, Gren. It's like Gogglebox in our house. We all sit there and comment. And we'll do our own Brew at 2 version of points of view. That could be quite amusing, I think. So it's Jane, don't forget, Jane at therabbitpatch.co.uk. So put the number in your phone. Doesn't necessarily need to be on telly. It could be go on, what's the word? I think that sweet's turned my mouth off. Gogglebox is when they film people watching television, Eric. So, for example, in our living room, there's 4 of us sat watching the television and we're watching something and we're running a commentary about what's on. And Gogglebox films you watching them. It's just as complicated as Brew at 2. Yeah, so put my email address in your phone and then you've got it on hand and then you can send a message when you need to. So people, I think that's it for this week. I think it's now time. What do I do when I finish Brew at 2? I do my books. It's making me feel tired just thinking about it. I hate doing paperwork. So it's been lovely. It's been lovely being back with you. I hope you've managed to follow the thread of what we've been talking about. I hope that you've not gone completely berserk and batty with the bats this afternoon. With the bats, we've got the bats flying. I hope the brain blasters didn't put you off your tea. And as is customary, we will finish with our swan song. I'm going to put my reading glasses back on for this one. Are you ready? Just to complete the picture. Are you ready? Smiling is infectious. You'll catch it like the flu. When someone smiled at me today, I started smiling too. I passed around the corner and someone saw my grin. When he smiled, I realised I'd passed it on to him. I thought about that smile, then realised its worth. A single smile, just like mine, could travel round the earth. So if you feel a smile begin, don't leave it undetected. Let's start an epidemic, quick, and get the world infected. See you next week. Bye for now.